It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Sunday morning. With us today is Governor David Paterson. So many things are happening in our city. So many things are changing in our city. So many things are changing in our state. Meanwhile, half of Albany, half of our city officials, they're down in Puerto Rico enjoying the sun. Governor Paterson, you're dark enough already. I guess you didn't need any sun?
No, I don't need any sunlight this year.
All right. So give us an update. How do you feel about all the results?
Well, first I want to talk to people who are friends of mine but are Republicans. I do have Republican friends, and remind them that in 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and particularly because of the assassination of President Kennedy, he won all but 5 states. It was an absolute avalanche, and the Republican Party just seemed completely destroyed and disgusted and unable to put things together. But somehow, in the next 4 years, Richard M. Nixon gets elected president, and I was 14 years old at the time, and of course in a Democratic family. I thought that was the end of the world. I mean, I really did. And so what I'm just cautioning everyone is not to overreact. We still have elections for every 2 years and every 4 years. So if you look at the victory of Zoran Mamdani, and he surprised me because I didn't think he could come close to getting 50%, but he got 50.4% in that race. What's different about this election than the others that I just described is that the one thing that everyone knew about LBJ or about Richard Nixon is that they knew how to run a government, and they had legislative experience, and they had worked in the system before. Here is an individual that really doesn't have any experience in that realm and is going to have to go and find all the people who do. And just the other day, the fire commissioner, Robert Tucker, has resigned. He feels that his abilities will not be particularly appreciated by Zoran Mamdani because of his stand on Israel. That, to me, is the beginning of a real problem for Mr. Mamdani, who will face re-election in 2029. And so when you look at why this is happening, and we talked about it the last couple of days, it really is the fact that many groups in this country are multiplying faster than the original groups. So you now have Asians, you now have people from India, you now have people from Russia, and when they come over here, their families are bigger, and there are more of them than there are of the people who were living here. And there's nothing wrong with the people who are living here. Europeans came here centuries ago, and when they ran out of when they weren't multiplying fast enough, they went and took a herd full of Africans and brought them here as slaves. But leaving out the morality, the immorality of it, what I think is happening is that a greater number of people who did not live here are voting. Half the people that voted for Mr. Mamdani did not grow up in New York. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the fact that they came here, but the migration has led to this situation, which positively or negatively has given many of those people a chance to participate in our political system.
Governor, I mean, interesting that you say that, because we don't know if they had the right to vote, and if they did vote. And Elon Musk put out a tweet the other day that he felt that a lot of people voted that shouldn't have voted.
Well, you can always go back and check to see who should have voted and who shouldn't have voted. Hopefully, the Board of Elections in New York City had pretty good control over it. Even when I went to vote, at first, when I got there, they looked at me like they didn't even have any idea that I should be there. But I think what's more important than that, than looking back and sort of implying that people cheated, I think what's more important than that is building the type of organizations in the political parties that really will challenge Mr. Mamdani in 4 years or whenever it is. And I think that of and in itself should be the primary goal right now. Everybody has a reason why somebody, put a lot of money in and no one found it and that kind of thing. Usually, those allegations don't lead to much. But what will lead to a real big problem is if people sit back and think that that was the only reason that Zohran Mamdani won.
Understood. I understand that Cuomo came close. I understand he got a lot of votes. And I understand that our old friend Curtis Lewa got an all-time low.
He got an all-time low, and frankly, he was at an all-time low. The way he acted as disrespectfully to so many people in the last weeks of the campaign, and this yelling and screaming, and usually Curtis understands the issues, but he didn't even talk about the issues the last couple of weeks. He talked about himself, and he talked himself into 7% of the total vote. And for those who thought, if Curtis had gotten out, you could add his vote to Andrew's vote and it would win, 41% for Andrew, 7% for Curtis. If you add it up, it's 48%, still 2.5% behind Mamdani. And I think Curtis has really got to start thinking about what he says when he opens his mouth these days, because he's really antagonized a lot of people and didn't help the possibility of keeping an Andrew Cuomo or someone like Mr. Cuomo from winning the election.
I was very disappointed in Curtis, how he was just shooting off his mouth. And, I know him for a long time. He's a good person, and I was disappointed.
One day, John, and I'm sure it got back to you, he said that he wasn't working for Mr. Katzimatidis. Then the next day, he told Sid Rosenberg that he would never set foot in this building, 800 3rd Avenue again. And I thought to myself, so Curtis quit the job that he said he didn't have?
Yeah.
But that's how bad it gets with him.
Well, thank you, Governor Paterson, and let's pray for the best for New York City.
I'm praying. Thank you, John.
It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.